Hey guys, and welcome to part two of the building a Operation Barbarossa um, diorama base video series. As you can see, quite a lot has changed since the last time you saw this diorama piece. The last time you saw it, we had all the base color down, and I told you that I would be starting putting down plants, and I would be doing this on camera. I tried. The thing is, though, those plans are very laborious to work on, and you need to be very concentrated, and you need to really take care of what you're doing. So I did them off camera. I will, however, tell you guys what you need to be careful of, and with what you need to focus on, what you want to be doing. Well, the first thing you always need to keep in mind is, well, what do I want to show? What is it? What kind of landscape? What kind of plants? What kind of just overall situation is it that I want my diorama to incorporate? So when you made up your mind, then you need to look, what materials do I have? What can I buy? Like I did buying those plants, and how can I arrange them to make it look good? The thing is, I had 4 of these bulrushes here, and a rather long, rather, in parentheses, long river kind of thing, like a stream. So I had to decide how I would place them. So I decided I'll put 2 here, I'll put 1 here, and I will probably put 1 on the other side here, just to break up the monotony. And then I added like a water lily. I added some other plants left and right. I added some of this nature in a pot that I showed you guys. I just spread white glue onto the area that I want the plants to be, and then I just sprinkle it on. And then the axis you just take off. You just flip it over, like you can see here, this axis from over here. Just been working on this side with the sunflowers. I'll talk to you guys in a second about. Then I added a couple of those Greenland plants, and I'm not done with this. There will probably be a couple more that will go here, like the yellow one, the red one here. I'll have some white ones, some purple ones, and I will be adding the dandelion as soon as I'm home. That will go on here too, and the poppy plants will go on here. So there will be some just color spots. And the house is glued down. I did some major surgery on the house. The house was empty on the back side, so it looked kind of odd just to have nothing there. So I still had some balsa wood left over, so I cut it in shape and just glued it to the back of the house. If you have a house like that on your diorama and the inside is bleak and there's no detail on the inside, and you don't want to have like an interior on the house, I would always advise you to either put wood like this behind it, or if you're a capable craftsman, which I'm not apparently, you could go out and get something like plaster and just put plaster inside and just create a mold, put plaster in it, glue it in there, job done. So you have like a solid block. But I think that way it's okay too. I've been doing some dry fitting with figures here lately, and the Stug, and I have to say, guys, I'm quite happy with the way it looks. So some heads up here. If you ever get those Greenland plants, you have to be very careful because they're all paper, and they're really dark green. So what I've done is I've taken a couple of colors from Vallejo and from Revell, and I mixed them with white and with black, and I will be adding some yellow touches to the edges of the leaves of the plants too, just to break up the monotony. I just put down this sunflower here that hasn't been painted with the other greens. The guys making those plants advise you to do it before you take them off the piece of paper, but I just think if you give it a good bond with super glue and you let it dry long enough, you can just take a brush, dip it in paper, thin the paper, and just put it on the leaves. I will have to paint the sunflower seeds in the middle a bit darker here. I don't really like the color they come in. They're a bit light, so I'm going to darken those up. And then the edges of the leaves, like I said, I'll be using yellow there because those edges tend to yellow quite a bit. I've seen a couple of pictures of that. Same with the bulrush here. Yeah. The thing is, and I actually wanted to pour the water. I was really tempted. The thing is, though, if you ever have water on a dio and you're still working with ground cover, do not pour the water until you're absolutely done with the ground cover and absolutely done with pigments on the dio. Because everything that's easily movable and that can easily get on top of your water will ruin it. I'm just seeing right now while we speak, there's some of the flock here from the nutrient pot that got into the water. If I would now pour the water in, that would be kind of picked up by the liquid, but it's still water, and would be floating somewhere in the water, which would look horrendous. So always be careful that your stream is pristine before you pour the water. So before I'll be pouring the water, and like I said, we will be doing the water on camera. That much I can promise you. With the plants, the plan was to show it, but it would just not have been possible to do. So the water we will be pouring on camera. Like I said, be careful that there's nothing, absolutely nothing that could kind of contaminate the liquid in your predetermined area. I used super glue and wood glue for the plants. The wood glue has the good tendency just to dry flat and clear, so you won't be seeing that, which is a good thing. And I used the super glue just to protect the bond when I poured the water, because I was a bit worried that the wood glue would dissolve. What else? Yes. It's awesome to use stuff like nature in a pot, but it's monotonous. So if you use grass tufts, whatever the manufacturer, like I did here, and just sprinkle them in. Just put a grass tuft here, a grass tuft there, or a flower here and a flower there, just to break up this. I always like to say monotonous, which it kind of isn't, because this nature in a pot is awesome. It contains so many different kind of pieces that makes it just look so realistic. I added some wooden branches here that I had left over from the trees. I will be using some of those logs for a little pile of logs next to the house. I'll be using some resin accessories like this barrel here from RB models. Yeah, I think RB model. No, Plus model. Sorry, Plus model. They're nice. A lot of cleanup though, because they're two-piece. You have to glue the top to the bottom, and there's like big resin attachments to both, and you need to be really careful if you cut them off. And just for the plan, what we'll be doing next, I'll be having this outhouse sitting here. And I bought a clothesline, or not clothesline, but clothes, from Plus model, that will be hanging on a clothesline that I will be having going from here to here. I have no idea what I'll be putting here to fix it to. I was first thinking, let's put the outhouse there and have like the clothesline between the outhouse and the normal house, but then I decided no, it's not making sense, because I have this pathway over here where I have already the darker shades of earth. We decided we'll have a pathway up there. And I'll be having a fence right behind these sunflowers here, which I think will be looking really cool. I hope so, at least. So those are the next two things I'll be doing. On the fence, I might show you guys how I weather the wood, like I did on this outhouse. This is just wood. It's not painted. It's weathered with special liquid, which I might show you guys. And it's not done pigments. I need mildew on the bottom here. It needs a bit of a greenish taint. So we'll be doing a bit more on this. If you want to see how to do a good mildew, go to Mike Cohn's how-tos on his Hero of Soviet Union dio. He did it on his wooden shed. He did a great job, so I don't see fit to do it again, because I would do the exact same technique that he uses. And yeah, like I said, the next things we will be looking at is pouring water. That might just be the next episode, although I'm not sure. Or working with wood. That might be the next episode. Like I said, no clear plan just yet. I need to see how it flows. I think I'll do the fence first, because I don't have, as you can see, I don't have grass anywhere here because I want to put the fence down first, and then I can concentrate on the grass behind it. Although it's hard right now because there's so much stuff going on and on the diabase, and I'm excited, to be honest, and I think you can hear that in the way I talk and my voice. I'm really excited about the way this might, let's put it like this might turn out. Let me just give you a quick primer here on how I envision it looking in the end. We will be having the Stug sitting on the road, something like that, and then we'll have 2 horses up here. Now let me find it. I had a perfect spot for each horse where it just was sitting perfectly. Let me just, of course, this is the effect now because it's on camera. I can't show you. And then I have like 2 German cavalry guys sitting on the horses. And we will have a Stug commander looking out of his hatch, screaming at very lazy Germans, because this is during the march on Operation Barbarossa. They're going somewhere, I don't know, just into fight. There's Russian guys sitting in front of the house, and some of the infantry guys, as well as one of the crewmen from the Stug, well, have had to use the outhouse. So I've got this nice figure set. One guy will be actually standing in the outhouse, just loosening his pants because he wants to have a go. And one guy is standing in front of it, and he'll be putting on his jacket, putting back on his jacket. And this guy is putting back on his belt and all of his accessories. So that will look, I think, really realistic. Like I said, I'm going to have a crew commander in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the loader in there, or if the loader is the guy that just had to go and take a leak. So I'm not sure about that. And like I said, we will have the clothesline hanging over here. That'll just add a bit more realism to it. And like I said, I'm quite excited, and I might be adding another couple of figures. Let me just quickly show you the figure sets. I'll be using this one. Look at all the nice names. Hamilton Barker's wrote over the figures here. He gave me that for Christmas. This guy's in there. This guy's in there. The guy opening his belt named Cohen is in there. Might just be adding this guy who's having a laugh. I'm not going to enter the SS guy because this is Wehrmacht. And then the peasants this is Eastern Region peasants from Master Box. Don't damage anything here. I've got the old man. The hat wouldn't fit. It's horrible to fit on the hat. I might just have one of the children in there, maybe talking to the German soldier. That would be cool. Although I'm not sure if the Russian peasants will be speaking German, but maybe they're just like, "You want some candy?" Something like that. We'll see about that. Because let's face it, I'm happy that I just came up with this idea of "you want some candy." I have to say something here, and I didn't want to say it, and I'm kind of torn whether or not it's the right thing, but I just think I have to say something. Lately, a certain someone is running around insulting people and saying everybody that mainly or exclusively builds German armor is a Nazi. Well, let me tell you something, brother. No, we are not. We are just interested in a subject, and that has absolutely nothing to do with worshipping Nazis, the SS, or anyone. It's just, I can't stand Sherman after Sherman after Sherman after Sherman, drab after drab after drab after drab. It's just not what I'm interested in doing. That does not make me a Nazi 1 second of day. Alright? And just because I'm building this does not mean I'm worshipping the Germans, running over Russian peasants and killing them. No, come on. There were so many instances where they interacted peacefully, although they were at war. And I think those situations are important too. And modeling them, I think, gives me joy. And I've never built a diorama where we have Germans mutilating poor Russian people or something like that. Never done that. Will never do it. And yeah, I think that had to be said. Screw you for doing what you do. I absolutely hate you for trying to stir the crap and trying to create dissension between the modelers. The only thing you're kind of doing with it is putting yourself in a corner, and you're not getting out of that corner. Let's put it this way. Anyways, for all those guys watching the videos, for the fun of it, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, we'll be pouring water next time. And we're building a fence. Like I said, totally confused. Yay. And yeah, I really like the way it looks so far. I hope I can continue with that, and I hope I can knock it out of the park. I see you guys around. This is Hot Modeling. Always remember the force with you. Only 1 month and a couple of days till Star Wars. See you guys. Bye.